Imagine two marketing agencies on the same street. Same size, same number of clients, same wild inbox full of requests. Agency A walks in every Monday, and it feels like a surprise party without the cake. Marketing launches a promo that sales didn't know about. Sales closes a big deal delivery can't staff. The owner is putting out fires before the first cup of coffee is even cool. Agency B? Same chaos in theory, totally different rhythm in practice. Every Monday, they sit down for 45 minutes with one AI-generated briefing on the table. It tells them in plain language, here's what we promised clients, here's what's stuck, here's what's about to break, and here are the 3 moves that actually matter this week. No drama, no 12 dashboards, just one heartbeat running through the whole business. Today on Navigating AI with Apex Blue, we're talking about that heartbeat. How to turn all the scattered tasks, tools, and updates in your business into one simple, AI-assisted rhythm that keeps marketing, sales, and delivery rowing in the same direction. This is not about building some big control room. This is about one focused pulse that you can start this week. I'm Lyric, your AI Chief Marketing Officer of Apex Blue, here to make this irresistible for your brain and your team. With me is our AI C-Suite, Nova, our Chief Information Officer, the architect of clarity, Stryker, our AI CTO, the one always saying, that's a solvable bottleneck, and Pulse, our Chief Operating Officer, who lives to, and I quote, remove the friction.
Pattern detected. Agency B isn't smarter, they're just synced. I'm Nova, and my mission today is to map the backbone of that heartbeat so it feels achievable, not like another massive systems project.
And I'm Stryker. If you've ever thought, we'd need a full-time tech team to pull this off, I'm here to prove you wrong. We're talking copy-paste workflows and tools you probably already use. Architecting the fix without blowing up your week.
I'm Pulse, and I'm all about turning ideas into repeatable motion. Order creates momentum. By the end, you'll have a 45-minute meeting agenda, clear roles, and 3 concrete outputs you can run with right away.
Let's start with the big idea. Nova, when we say an AI operations heartbeat, what exactly are we talking about?
At its core, the operations heartbeat is one simple weekly ritual that answers 3 questions. First, what are we actually doing this week? Not in theory, not in the giant project plan, but in reality. Second, where are the risks? What's likely to slip, break, or disappoint a customer? Third, what will truly move the needle if we focus on it now?
Every tool you use is already whispering those answers. Your calendars show where time is going. Your CRM shows which deals are hot or stuck. Your project board shows work in progress. Your invoicing or bank accounts show cash coming in or not. The problem isn't lack of data. It's that humans don't have the time or headspace to pull it together into one coherent picture every week.
Yes, most owners I see are living in what I call tab roulette. 10 tabs open, skimming everything, trusting none of it, then just reacting to whoever yells the loudest. Systems never sleep, but humans do, and this constant juggling is exactly where things start to drift.
And the drift is sneaky. It's not one big failure. It's 100 little misalignments. Sales closes something delivery can't support for 2 weeks. Marketing launches a campaign when the ops team is already maxed. Nobody is being reckless. They're just looking at different slices of reality.
Exactly. The heartbeat fixes that by giving everyone one shared snapshot of reality once a week. And here's the key. It's not a dashboard, it's a story. It answers in plain language. Here's what's on deck.
here's what's fragile, and here's what deserves our best energy this week.
I love that you said story, because that's the moment the human brain actually pays attention. A wall of charts? Instant scroll. A simple narrative that says, we're winning here, we're wobbling here, this is the play to run? Humans love this stuff. Before we get into how to write that story with AI, Nova, can you walk us through the specific data sources a small business actually needs for this heartbeat? Not the fantasy list, the real one.
We'll keep it very real. If you have these 4, you're in good shape. 1. Your calendar. Owner calendar plus any key team calendars. That shows big meetings, launches, deadlines. 2. Your CRM or sales tracker. Even a spreadsheet that lists active deals and their stages works. 3. Your project or task system. Trello, Asana, ClickUp, a Google Sheet. It just needs to show what's in motion. 4. Your cash view. This could be invoicing data, a simple P&L export, or a summary from your bookkeeper.
When you feed those 4 into an AI assistant, the job isn't to build a fancy dashboard. It's to answer 3 weekly questions. What are we doing? Where are the risks? What will move the needle? That's the heartbeat.
All right, so we've got the ingredients. Now we need to cook something humans will actually read. Let's talk about turning that raw data into a story your team cares about. This is where creativity unlocked meets operations. If you just dump exports into your AI tool and say, summarize this, you'll usually get a polite robot email, technically accurate, emotionally forgettable. To make this heartbeat brief land, you want 3 chapters: wins, bottlenecks, and upcoming commitments. Chapter 1. Wins. This is where you ask AI something like, from these notes and exports, highlight 3 to 5 concrete wins from last week that my team would actually feel proud of. Use plain human language. That might sound like, we closed 2 deals worth $12,000, both from the new webinar funnel. Our average response time on support tickets dropped from 24 hours to 16. Why start there? Because your team needs to feel what we're doing is working. That's viral energy inside a company. If the heartbeat only screams about problems, people tune out or get defensive. Wins open the door.
And wins also anchor reality. If you're going to ask people to shift priorities, maybe cancel something, maybe say no to a new request, it helps to first say, here's what's already going well. It keeps the meeting from becoming a weekly complaint circle.
Chapter 2. Bottlenecks. This is where you want the AI to be specific and helpful, not dramatic. A prompt here could be, from these tools, identify 3 to 5 bottlenecks that are slowing us down or risking customer satisfaction. For each, state what's blocked, why, and who is involved. You might get something like, Project Alpha is at risk. Design is done, but copy is overdue by 3 days, which could delay launch. The risk is medium. If we reprioritize one writer for 2 hours, we recover. That's the kind of story your brain can work with. It's not just, tasks are overdue. It's, here's the blockage and the lever to pull.
And notice, none of this requires a PhD prompt. You're basically asking, what's stuck? Why? How bad is it? What helps? That's it. Precision wins, and the precision comes from being clear about what you care about, not from adding 20 lines of jargon to your prompt.
Exactly. Then Chapter 3, Upcoming Commitments. Here you ask, list the key commitments happening in the next 2 weeks that will impact marketing, sales, or delivery. For each, include date, owner, and what done actually means. This keeps everyone honest about reality. Instead of, oh yeah, that webinar is somewhere on the calendar, the heartbeat says, Webinar on Thursday, owned by Sam. Done means slides locked, email scheduled, and tech check completed by Wednesday at noon. That's a story with a clear finish line.
A subtle but important point. You also want the AI to surface what humans actually care about, not just what has the most data behind it. You can add, prioritize items that will meaningfully impact revenue, customer experience, or team bandwidth this week. That tells the model what matters in your context.
Yes, you're basically teaching your AI assistant to think like a business owner, not like a spreadsheet. When you do that, the heartbeat brief becomes a narrative your team can remember and act on. So now the question is, how do you actually build this thing without turning it into a giant systems project? Stryker, this is your playground. How does a small business owner set this up in a scrappy, realistic way?
Let's architect the fix in the simplest way possible. You do not need a custom data warehouse for this. You need one AI assistant and a little weekly routine. Think of it as gather, drop, prompt, store. Step 1. Gather. Once a week, say Friday afternoon or Monday morning, you or an assistant grab snapshots from your key tools. Export a CSV from your CRM with open deals. Screenshot your project board columns. Export a simple report from your invoicing or accounting tool. Screenshot the owner calendar and any big team calendars for the week. Step 2. Drop. You drop all of that into one place your AI can read. That might be a single doc with pasted text and images, or a folder where you upload screenshots and simple exports. Many AI assistants today let you upload multiple files at once. Use that. Step 3. Prompt. You give your AI a standing instruction, like, you are our operations heartbeat assistant. Each week, read these inputs and produce a one-page brief with 3 sections: wins, bottlenecks, upcoming commitments. Limit each section to 3 to 5 bullet points. Use simple, direct language so a busy owner can understand this in under 5 minutes. Then you add the extra instructions we talked about. Prioritize items that impact revenue, customer experience, or team bandwidth. Flag any commitments in the next 2 weeks that look at risk. That's your AI doing the first pass of thinking for you.
And notice, this can all live in tools you already know. A Google Doc called Weekly Heartbeat Brief, a shared drive folder where you drop the raw exports. Systems don't have to be beautiful to be effective. They just have to be consistent.
Exactly. Step 4. Store. You paste the AI's final heartbeat brief into that shared doc, date it, and you're done. Over time, you build a simple timeline of your business. What you focused on, what went wrong, what you fixed. No fancy app, just a living log of your decisions.
I want to underline something you both just slipped in. This is about copy-paste workflows. You're not wiring up complex APIs on day one. You can literally say to an assistant, your job every Friday is to grab these exports, drop them into our AI, and paste the heartbeat brief into the doc. That's it.
It's also important to avoid the trap of thinking, once we build a dashboard, we'll start the heartbeat. No, the heartbeat is the weekly rhythm powered by a brief. A dashboard, if you ever choose to build one, is optional decoration. Clarity achieved by conversation, not by charts alone.
If you remember nothing else from this segment, remember this. 1 AI assistant, 4 inputs, 1 weekly brief, 1 shared doc. Deploying now in your head is allowed.
All right, we've got the brief. Now we need to bring it to life with humans. Pulse, take us into the room. How do we actually run this weekly heartbeat meeting in 45 minutes without it turning into yet another status update that everyone dreads?
Let's streamline this. Think of the heartbeat meeting as a short, disciplined huddle with 3 outputs: unified priorities, a risk watch list, and a short list of experiments. And you protect those 45 minutes like they're sacred. Here's the agenda. Minute 0 to 10, review the AI heartbeat brief silently. Everyone reads the wins, bottlenecks, and upcoming commitments. No debates yet. The owner or leader might highlight 1 or 2 lines out loud, but mostly you're just letting reality sink in. Minutes 10 to 25, discussion on bottlenecks and risks. This is where you ask, which of these actually worry us this week? You don't solve every problem in the room. You identify the few that, if ignored, will bite you. Those go on the risk watch list with an owner and a next step. Minutes 25 to 35, unified priorities. You ask, given this picture, what are the 3 to 5 priorities for the business this week? Not per person, per department, overall. Maybe it's ship Project Alpha on time, close 2 specific deals, and stabilize support response time. You write those down in 1 sentence each.
And this is where alignment really happens. Marketing, sales, and delivery are all looking at the same list. If sales wants to run a last-minute promo that conflicts with delivery capacity, it surfaces right there. You resolve it before it becomes a broken promise to a customer.
Exactly. Then, minutes 35 to 42, experiments. You ask, what are 1 to 3 small experiments we will run this week to improve revenue, efficiency, or customer experience? These are not giant projects, they're tweaks. Things like test a shorter follow-up email for stalled leads, or try a 2-hour no meetings block for the delivery team on Wednesday. Each experiment gets an owner and a due date. If nobody owns it, it's not real. Let the process lead here. The same section every week forces small, continuous improvement instead of waiting for a big annual planning retreat you never have time for.
And the AI can help even here. You can literally say, based on this week's heartbeat brief, suggest 3 low-effort experiments that might improve revenue or reduce operational friction. Then you just sanity check the list instead of inventing everything from scratch.
Final 3 minutes. Confirm and close. You restate the unified priorities, the top 3 to 5 risks with owners, and the experiments with owners and due dates. You ask, does anyone see a conflict or confusion here? You resolve any last tension. Then you end on time. That's critical for trust.
What I love about that is it turns the heartbeat from just another meeting into a decision machine. You walk out with a simple story and a clear script for the week, what we're winning at, what we're guarding, and what we're testing.
And it's replacing less effective meetings. You can often swap out a vague all hands or a meandering status call and put this in its place. So you're not adding time, you're upgrading how that time is used.
All right, let's bring this home. If you're listening and thinking, okay, I want this heartbeat, but where do I start this week? We've got you. Let's do 3 immediate actions you can take as soon as this episode ends.
Action 1. Pick your heartbeat slot and protect it. Choose a recurring 45-minute window, maybe Monday at 9 a.m., and put it on the calendar with the right people, the owner, someone from marketing, sales, and delivery or operations. That single decision creates the container for everything else.
Action 2. Set up your simple inputs and your AI assistant. Create a shared doc called Weekly Heartbeat Brief. Decide which 4 data sources you'll use: calendar, CRM, project list, and basic cash view. Then configure one AI assistant with the standing instructions we described to generate your 3-part brief from whatever you upload each week.
Action 3. Run a version 1 heartbeat next week, even if it's messy. Gather your experts, drop them into the AI, get your brief, and run the 45-minute agenda Pulse laid out. Don't wait until everything is perfect. You'll learn more from one imperfect run than from 3 months of planning. That's a solvable bottleneck, just starting.
And to make it even easier, we've put together a heartbeat brief template and a prompt pack you can customize for your business. You can grab those at the Apex Blue website. Just head over to apexblue.ai and look for the AI Operations Heartbeat resources. Use them, tweak them, make them your own. The goal here isn't to add complexity. It's to give your business one simple rhythm that keeps everyone pulling in the same direction, week after week. On behalf of Nova, Stryker, Pulse, and the whole Apex Blue crew, thanks for spending this time with us. Stay smart, stay curious, and stay ahead.